What's happening, guys? Welcome to the video. On this video, I'm doing the ranking of the Derek Jeter documentary, the Captain episodes, 7 episodes from worst to first. Top 3 episodes, it depends on your favorite. Dead last episode, if you're a Yankee fan, if this episode is not your dead last episode, I got a problem with you. I got a big damn problem with you. So without further ado, let's get on to the rankings. Number 7, the dead last episode, no doubt. Episode 5. I mean, this is about as tumultuous and negative as it gets. Derek Jeter's identity getting attacked by the press, his relationship with the media, the continuous dark feud with Alex Rodriguez, the whole racial topic of conversation, which is uncomfortable to listen, Joe Torre getting let go, the whole conversation, oh, Derek Jeter's overrated. You hate this episode. You hate this episode so much. Just tension, gloomy, filled feeling throughout. And if you're a Yankee fan, and cherry on top of the beginning is the first 15 minutes where you had to sit through and watch the historic, disastrous 0-4 collapse at the hands of the Boston Red Sox. I mean, it's about as torturous and painful as it gets. I hate this episode so much. I hate this episode so much. So dead last, without a doubt. Number 6, I got episode 7, the final episode. This was a good appreciation episode towards Derek Jeter. Tears flowing through your eyes. Thought this one is somewhat of a mixed bag feel to it. A sad watch as well. They show Derek Jeter's last game at Yankee Stadium, him getting the walk-off hit. That was an amazing scene to revisit. Storybook ending to his career. Like, couldn't read a better script than that. That was awesome. Him getting elected to the Hall of Fame while showing the highlights of him getting drafted by the Yankees. That was a cool scene. And they showed some good sequences from this episode. However, it got to a point it was too much. I really didn't care for it. It was tough to take. Like, I mean, Derek Jeter's a Marlins owner. His interest in Marlins, buying it, all the business side of it. Like, I don't remember Derek Jeter as a Marlins owner. I remember Derek Jeter as one of the great New York Yankees players of all time. That's how I remember Derek. It was scary to listen Hannah Davis Jeter's health scares. That was a frightening listen. And big disappointing part from this episode is that why Derek Jeter traded Giancarlo Stanton. They didn't have that direct conversation to Derek. He's like, hey, Derek, why did you trade Giancarlo Stanton to the Yankees? They didn't have that part. I was very, very disappointed with that. And this was overall was kind of like, it got to a point where it's like, it was too much. It got exhausted. Although the last 5 minutes of this episode, that was beautiful. That was a very majestic way to end the documentary. So it kind of salvaged a little bit, but all around, this one was like, it got to a point it was tough to take. So that's why I got number 6. Number 5, episode 4. First half of this episode is about as emotional as it gets because they show the devastation of 9/11, the impact of 9/11 that had in New York City, how the Yankees were healing part of the city and just representing more than just New York City, representing America, that 0-1 Yankees run during the playoffs and getting to the World Series. Of course, some of the highlights from Derek Jeter came from 0-1, flip play, Mr. November. Like, those 3 amazing electric Bronx nights at Yankee Stadium. Those were great moments, but crushing in at the end, Game 7 of the 2001 World Series, that was about as crushing as it gets. Then the second half of it, where it shifts to the blooded, hated rivalry with the Red Sox, emerges. And that was about as heated and intense and flaming as it gets. And yeah, after the failed trade proposal to the Boston Red Sox, the Aaron Boone injury, him playing stupid basketball, begun the Alex Rodriguez saga with the Yankees. So this one, it was an up and down episode. It was like a roller coaster emotional ride, but not at the top echelon of the documentary. So that's why I got this at number 5. Number 4, I got episode 6. This one is, despite some negatives of like Derek Jeter, Yankees contract negotiation, ugly, awful scene that was, and just awful look from the Yankees standpoint. Him getting hurt during that playoff 2012 ALCS game 1 against the Tigers. That was a just surreal, taking the air out of the scene. That was an awful scene to see. But the positivity from this episode overwhelms the negative because they show the 2009 season, those great walk-offs throughout that 09 season, that 09 playoff run. Yankees, the last championship they won, 2009. Derek Jeter's 3,000 hits. Like, there are more positive from this episode over negative, so that's why I actually like this episode much better than the other 3 bottom episodes from my ranking. So I got this at number 4. Number 3, I got episode 1. This is about as good start to the show from this documentary. It's like a pilot episode, right? Like Derek Jeter's upbringing, his parents, how they raised Derek. Just awesome scene. Awesome start. And while good job showing the situation of the Yankees while Derek is a kid and what's going on with the Yankees, when they show the highlights of George Steinbrenner getting suspended, fans cheering, John Sterling documenting that moment. That was some like unreal scene, right? Wow, that was some unreal scene. Then Derek's journey to the major leagues. Then Joel Sherman's tease at the end, how that episode ended. I mean, just good all around beginning to this documentary. That's why I got this at number 3. Number 2, I got episode 2. This is the start of the Yankees dynasty. Derek Jeter's beginning of his career. Him winning the Rookie of the Year, winning the World Series. He's the toast of the town. The Yankees 1998 season, that amazing, probably the best team all time in Major League Baseball history. Like, just good episode. Just beginning of the dynasty is great to see. Then set the tone a little bit of like later on the feud between Derek and Alex Rodriguez. They showed up part as well. Just like a lot more great things from this episode. Then number 1, I got episode 3. This is my favorite episode by far. Just love this episode. I thought Roger Clemens from this episode, he was very humorous. He added a good taste to it. And this was the height of the Yankees dynasty. Underrated 1999 World Series. And stunning part to see is that 2000 Yankees really slumped into the finish line. The switch turns when Eric Chavez made that comment. Then the Yankees made that run, the 2000 World Series, where Derek Jeter won the World Series MVP. That was the height of Derek Jeter's career. And of course, can't forget about the whole Derek Jeter Alex Rodriguez feud begun with that Esquire magazine interview where A-Rod dissed Derek. I mean, that was very worthy of from this documentary. But overall, best episode from this documentary by far. I love this episode so much. That's why I got this at number 1. So there you have it. That's my rankings of the Derek Jeter documentary episode. Number 7, dead last, episode 5. Number 6, episode 7. Number 5, episode 4. Number 4, episode 6. Number 3, episode 1. Number 2, episode 2. And number 1 episode from the Derek Jeter documentary is episode 3. So there you have it. That's my rankings. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank you for watching this one, and see you in the next one.